Okay, hello everybody. Here I am again. Now, unfortunately, I have videoed this once already, but the video was upside down. Like I said, this is a new video camera, and I got myself a little bit confused about how to video with it. Now, I've actually been out here tonight and done the work that I was going to show you as I was doing on YouTube tonight. What I've basically done, I'm going to open it up and give you a quick look inside. What I've basically done is removed from the frame the brood frames which I made up, which Omlet supplied. Now, they haven't been touched, all bar one hasn't been touched. One of them has been touched, so I've left that in place. So there's actually stores on one of the frames for the bees. I also removed the queen excluders, which are down there at the moment. By the way, as you can see, I am not wearing any protection. Now, that might be considered foolhardy, but these bees are completely docile, believe me. And it pays, I think, to actually be careful where you get your bees from. Now, down here is the inline brood feeder, which I was using. As you can see, the guys are still hanging around it, still looking for those last drops, but I can assure you, I don't know if you can see very well, that is completely empty. There's my syrup, which I made up. As you can see there, the wasp guard is in place. That guard is going to stay there until next April. There's a wasp. The bigger stuff, that's no, that's a bee. That's a bee. Some people have said about I've said about the design. Yeah, you can see they can get in through that little hole. They can get in through up there. That's another way they get in. Those are things we'll have to deal with in the new year, around April time, when they start to kick off and start to look for proper food, if you like, the food outside the natural food. Okay, the other thing is, people will say about the cost. What you're looking at right now is 2 hives, not 1 but 2, left, right. At the moment, all my bees are in the right hand side. The left hand side is completely empty. When I took them frames out, the middle partition board, which has a proper name, was moved up. Okay, so the only thing in there now are the 5 frames which I bought from Easy Bee, and in the last video I referred to the frames that came with it. Those are the ones that I meant came in that box, and they came from Easy Bee. So in there at the moment are the 5 frames shoved up tight to that side, then the cover board. But there is one of my foundation frames still in there because there was stock feed on there. And you can see the bees are coming out through the lid. Okay, so at the moment the 5 frames go to about there, I think, somewhere about there, and then the rest is completely empty. Now, with regard to heat loss, the thing to remember, this is a plastic insulated hive. Those are plastic, moulded plastic features. I mean, the hive itself comes in 2 parts. Down here you've got the box that comes in 1 piece. You can see it's all joined together, the legs are in there, and then all this comes in a second box, and you have to make the supers up, you have to make the frames and all sorts. Okay, so that's what I've done tonight. What I've also done is, as I should explain, is I've disregarded the inline feeder now, and I put the other feeder, which I had the problems with where the bees died, I put them back on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to remove the lid so that I can show you the work that I've done in there. So bear with me again, because it's a two-handed job to get the lid off. Okay, now we can see ready for winter. In there the supers are still in place. Underneath the super and between the super and the hive is a cover board. There you go. Inside the cover board is the extended hive that's not being used. That's the separator board you can see there. So in there at the moment, and there's also some foundation. So in there at the moment it's just an empty space. This is the cover board which we put on there, okay, to stop them, to keep the heat in, and we put that down. Now these supers will remain in place whilst we're feeding the bees, and the bees are currently being fed by this device. In this cover board there's a hole from the hive. This is directly above the brood hive, the brood frames. There's a hole in there, comes up, and it's in the middle here, and then directly over the top of this there is a little plastic upside down cup, which you can see there, and then that is accessed directly down into the hive. I won't take this off because the feed will drop straight into the hive and cause cause a concerted upset. Okay, Now, I'm just going to put that back on because that keeps the lid in place. Alright, so what we'll do now is we'll just take the supers off the side where I've got my bees so you can have a look at what's happening in there. Okay, so we just take this out, just slide this over. Okay, you'll be able to see the hole. There's the hole and there's the bees. Alright, this hive is designed for the winter. And there you go, there's all my bees. And if I shut up, you can hear them. Okay, now what I've also done is that is Verroa treatment. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. What I've done is I've bought 4 strips, broken one strip into 4, inserted on top of the hive. They will stay there for a week until they break down, and then I will come back next week and add 4 more until I've used the entire treatment up. As you can see, there's the frame I made, there's the frames that Easy Bee supplied. There is honeycomb on that frame on the inside, so that got left. So we'll just put that back, be gentle. I don't want to squash the little buggers. Right, and then we'll take that up, and as you can see, there's the separator board, there's some bees, and they should now sit nice and tidy. When I stop feeding them, in about 3 weeks' time, this board will go, and a cover board, which is currently in the shed down there, will come out and replace that one. Okay, so it will be completely self-contained, and I will not bother them until Christmas time, December, when I will put the candy in to help them get through the winter. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll put the liquor back. As you can see, it fits tidy. What I might do next year is put a bit of hot metal to the sides of this and shape it. Okay, the lid doesn't fit that well, which is why I think I had trouble with my bees dying. As you can see, that hole you saw completely covered by the feeder. We put the piece of wood back on. I suppose I could put a stone on there or something like that, just to ensure I'm not going to kill the boys. All right, and then we simply pick up the now, come on you, that's it, out you go. Don't want to kill any of you. Right, I'm really getting into this now, I can't believe it, how much they've sort of captivated me. People saying about, you know, oh, your bees will die. Do you know, I'm not really that, but I'd be upset if they died, but hell, the experience I've had in the last few weeks, if they die, that's experience, that's what experience is about. Look at them two. Hey, having a natter. What do you think, Fred? Should we go and watch the match tomorrow? I don't know. Gladys, you know, she's really nagging me. Oh, I know what you mean. Because don't forget, all them worker bees, they all serve the queen. This is not a male chauvinistic hive. This is a maternalistic hive. And the queen's in charge. Her name, by the way, is Boudica. Alright, just one other thing to show you. If you come around here, you can see there is something that says closed. This is the metal plate. Alright, this stops stuff getting into the hive. Now at the moment this side is closed. There are no holes. If I turn it around, it said wasp, and on there you can see there are 1, 2, here we go, 3, 4 holes. Now apparently that is sufficient to stop the wasps, enough for the bees to attack any wasps that are stupid enough to try and get in there. Okay, and apparently it takes 5 bees to kill a single wasp. So at the moment we're leaving it on closed on this side because this is the side with nothing in it. Now the wasp guard will stay in place until next April. I'm not sure if that's because wasps don't hibernate or what, but they will stay in place till next April. As you can see, the bees are a bit concerned because it's all a bit different. Every time you come up here and meddle, you are changing their home life. And on this side, the wasp guard is in place, and that's going to stay in place until next April, when it will be removed completely and the bees will be able to come and go. And the wasps won't come because they're obviously doing their own thing, mating, setting up their own colonies. So it's all about nature's cycle. The only other thing I wanted to mention, I wasn't told that this was necessary, but that has actually been levelled off so that the bees are actually in a nice level environment. Without the bricks down there, the thing would cant over at about 32 degrees, and in which case they might not feel very happy about that and they might leave. That's why it was done. Obviously whatever I'm doing at the moment is the right thing because the bees are still there, so that means the queen's still there. That means whatever I'm up to, I'm doing the right thing. The inline feeder was a good idea, but in order to carry on using the inline feeder I would have to remove all that stuff as I've done tonight, and believe me, I don't really want to do that until next week when I change the Verroa treatment. Coming in now, I can lift my lid, slide it back that way and get at this liquor and keep that topped up. And they're going to need a lot of liquor between now and then. And I suspect I'm going to have to go heavy duty on the old candy treatment to try and help them get through the winter. Okay, that's it then. I'm going to put the lid back on. One or two of them have started to fly around me, probably telling me off. Put the bloody lid back on, you big bleeding Jessie. Okay, so this time the video is the right way up. And there you go. Goodbye from sunny Leicestershire.